I'm gonna blow the whistle.
As long as my name's on the show. Next up.
As long as I'm sitting in for someone on the show, I can do it too.
Really?
That's right.
I hate confrontation. Do whatever you want, Martha. Let's talk about. Okay. Leanne Rimes accused of stalking. Yeah, I bet you remember that we showed this footage before, this restaurant surveillance tape allegedly showing Leanne kissing up her Northern Lights, that's a movie, co-star Eddie Cibrian.
Yeah, and now Eddie's wife, Brandy, is telling Us Weekly magazine that Leanne is obsessed with her husband. She calls him all the time. He had to change his phone number. Brandy also claims that Leanne once tracked Eddie down at a Lakers game.
Sounds like you calling me all the time.
I know, I'm always calling him.
It's annoying. Hey, Brandy says, I'm a happy wife. Maybe you should be reading this. I'm a happy wife, fighting for what I have. Is she angry at the wrong person, Arthur?
I would think so. I mean, what they call this is the mistress, right?
Yeah.
So she's attacking the mistress as opposed to attacking her own husband. I mean, that's a little bit of
He was involved.
It always happens.
Misplaced anger.
You want to know something? This probably is one of the only times that I actually agree with Artie.
Well, let's move on then.
Thank you very much. I actually agree with him because, not for anything, we have a term, homewrecker. Automatically, what do you think? Wait a minute, what do you think? You think woman.
Yeah,
you don't think man.
True.
Why doesn't he take responsibility for his actions? And not for, yes, if she did something, she did something.
He says there's no affair.
Well, you just played something for him. Thank you, whatever.
So, what I worry about, anytime you use the word stalking, you know, in New York State, that has now been elevated,
right.
And the stalking laws are taken very seriously by the prosecutors and by the judges.
And they're criminal. And by the way, texting, just so anyone knows, for New York State, if you text someone, that actually could be, and someone has an order of protection, that's a felony. That's an automatic e-felony if you text somebody.
Okay.
If you do that. So she's alleging, by the way, texting and all these other things, and stalking is taken very seriously.
All right, Joanna, I'll stop texting you.
So stop it!
But here's the thing, the two of you are agreeing on that, so that's boring television. Let's move on. Let's talk about this woman, Susan Boyle.
I love Susan Boyle.
Susan Boyle's emotional breakdown has Britain's cultural secretary calling for an investigation into the treatment of people behind the scenes at the show. I mean, this guy is suggesting that the producers of the show should take better care of Susan Boyle.
Even when they're not on. He thinks that they have a responsibility to these people. According to the Sun-Times, Secretary Andy Burnham says that the producers and the broadcaster have a duty of care, is what he's calling it, for contestants, and that duty of care extends beyond the studio and into their everyday lives.
The producers of this show don't care about me.
Not
for 1 second.
Wait a minute, if you made me cry, and I actually had a breakdown, I'm gonna go after Mike because Mike made me cry and I had a breakdown. You have a duty of care to me, Mike.
Is there?
What about me? My feelings, Mike? You're not gonna text me anymore. You're not talking to me anymore.
I didn't think you had feelings.
That hurts.
You're very hardcore.
It hurts.
Hard-hearted.
I think you need to talk this out.
Let's hug it out.
This show is making millions and millions of dollars, and I think Simon is behind it as well. And it's my understanding that Susan has some sort of a disability.
Yes.
Yes.
So this could be ruled like an exceptional circumstance. And Mike, although sometimes you appear to have a disability, I don't think you do. So therefore,
I didn't say that one. I didn't say that one. Sitting next to you.
There is a
Move
presumption
over, Martha.
that you can take care of yourself. But I have to tell you, even in, and I'm not pitching a Fox, I'm not doing a Fox commercial here, but I would say even in our community here in Fox, the people do look after you. People do give you guidance, even how to conduct yourself outside of this studio. Well, look again. You're talking about someone who is somewhat disabled. So I don't know. It's going to be a close call by the courts to see how they're going to handle this.
I think Susan is going to be just fine. And you know, for me, it's like, should it surprise anyone that this woman from Scotland lets a few f-bombs fly at the pub once in a while? Like, I was not shocked to hear that she's a real person.
Yeah, you should hear Martha at our meetings.
Exactly. The Scottish in me too.
And not for anything. This actually is a natural occurrence because even with attorneys, when you have a quick trial, when your trial's over, your adrenaline's over, a lot of times people experience depression when they have a high, they have a low. She was number 2, she had a low, she had a breakdown.
Okay,
that's what happened.
But no duty of care. I don't
No
think
duty of care.
I don't think there's
duty of care.
I'm in a lot of duty if I don't move on to this next story. Now that's Britain's version of American Idol.
Right.
Okay, that she's on.
We have our own.
Right over here. And Adam Lambert, the runner-up to American Idol, was photographed leaving a club in Los Angeles. Some say his sexual preference, apparently that's his boyfriend, his sexual preference, boy, that guy's good looking too, isn't he?
He's
cost him the American Idol crown. You know, Chris Allen won. Do you think that's true, Joanna?
Absolutely.
You do?
I do.
The country's not ready?
Yeah, no. You want to know why? Because I think when people were voting for American Idol, that they wanted, and as much as we'd like to say that this country has moved forward, we are still, I believe, homophobic. And I'll say it out there. And by the way, when you have an American Idol, they want an American Idol that represents a cookie-cutter person who is literally a good old boy or woman that's representative of America. And you know what? A gay kid is not okay.
Which, Martha, is the exact opposite argument of why Miss California lost the Miss Universe pageant, because she extolled what you're saying are the American values
and got shut down for it.
And she got shut down for it. So there's a conflict.
Because that's a protected class.
There's a conflict.
She made a statement.
They're both protected classes. You're talking.
But
you're talking about. She said, "I don't believe in gay marriage." He's out there saying, basically indicating he's a gay man. So in one case,
he never said anything.
Well,
he never made a comment.
The indications are that he was.
So
and
what?
In one, we're saying she got shut down for it, and in the other, he got shut down for it, and for opposite views. So it's very confusing.
You know
I think America is confused on this particular.
Hold on, Martha has a statement.
I think that Adam Lambert, if he is gay, and that's his boyfriend, which is totally fine, I think he is better off out of the closet and in second place. Second place is an awesome place for him to be, because these guys, second place notoriously does extraordinarily well. He is who he is, and I give him a lot of credit for, sort of for dressing the way he wanted to dress, for being himself. And I think he should just come out and be who he is, and then enjoy all the success.
A true American Idol to me is a kid that's true to themselves, because they're role models. And you want to know something? If that kid is comfortable in his own skin and saying, you want to know something, and I don't have to make a comment that I'm out there. You want to know something? I'm just being myself, and whether or not I'm gay or not, I'm okay with that. That's a great role model for high school children who get hurt.
I know one thing. He was
That's an American Idol.
He was in this studio about a week ago, and that guy can sing.
He sure can.
Oh, hey, thank you both very much. This was good.
Guys.
There he is in our studio.
Thanks, Arthur.
Martha,
Yes, sir?
we must continue forward, though. Coming up next, did you know that every single one of us is in denial about something?